Okay. Yes. We are live. S- Okay. Fine. Welcome to another episode, interesting episode on a candid conversation with Student Resolver. I'm very happy to welcome Harshita JS, Student Resolver at YCM. She's a fourth year law student. So, with that, I'll be engaging in candid conversation like how a student's life at YCM in a perspective and what a law student should do when they are primarily in their law student's life. So let's have candid conversation with Harshita. Yes. With that, Harshita,
Yeah.
the first question to you is how do you think this mediation training benefits not just professionals but also students?
Before I begin to answer, first of all, thank you for introducing me, ma'am. So, to answer your question, as someone who is in the fourth year and eighth semester of as a law student, and I've been in this mediation field for quite some time now. So, I genuinely think mediation training benefits students at a more of a foundational level rather than advanced level as a basic. So, for professional, mediation is something they already do, which they are very expert and advanced in. But for students, it's like how we approach conflict from beginning of our careers, because it is hard once you get into litigation to get back into resolving disputes through mediation, because you're more used to asserting the issue head on rather than sitting and negotiating. And I've also personally noticed that after getting trained and everything, you stop active impulsive, and you rather become clear on to what the needs of the parties are and what the needs in that particular situation is, what's the best thing that you could do. And it would also, in the terms of it's not about who is right, but it automatically becomes like what is the main issue here. And that shift is very important for a student, I would say, to build their basic foundational level in the field of law.
Great. So I got your word that is truly uh, got me, that got my attention, which is not being impulsive. So, as students of law, or be it a student, people tend to take that impulsive decision in their life. People tend to, get that moment of spur, that spark of getting that anger, anything, any sort of thing. So, in order to address that, I also want to ask a continued question, a following question to that. So, why do you believe mediation skills are essential in today's world? Because the today's world is like that. Yeah,
Yeah, because I think we live in a time where reactions are very instant and we have very limited patience. We have the concept of I do not care about how you're gonna feel because I have to express how I feel immediately and I'm not gonna wait and listen to you. And everything is also like polarized. Everything becomes online or political or social issue rather than something that is personal to you. People quick are very quick to respond but are very slow to understand. And mediation training, it forces us to pause, take a step back, separate emotion from the issue, and to ask better questions to understand what the main issue is instead of making accusations against the parties or the other person. And I think ADR is no longer to be considered as an alternative for justice, but it's quickly becoming like a central focus with all the new laws coming up and more, and we see more and more ADR firms opening up, more and more conferences on the same. So I could also say that outside of law it has already been used, but at this point it's essential in everyday life as well, because we do not have the patience to deal with the issue in the way that it should be dealt with. So it is very important to learn to pause.
I absolutely agree with the fact that the much required skill in today's world is patience. And whatever you told, the brief things about conflicts. I also want to add another question on conflicts, which is what would you say to someone who feels mediation is only for serious conflicts and not for petty issues like, no, I had a conflict with my friend, my neighbor, my roommate. What is your take on it as a student, law student?
I'd say it's a big misconception because coming from me having a sibling, I would say like that is very important for you to consider it as not only something to be used for a serious conflict because every conflict starts as a petty thing. There is no such thing as serious conflict from the beginning. So if you have an option to like clear it out when it is still petty, then why do you even have to go to the extent of it becoming serious? It starts very small. It could be like miscommunication, assumptions against others, or ego or stress. But I think mediation helps us to intervene in these things despite everything and stops it from escalating. And many issues could have like even though they are small thing, it becomes very big when you show more hostility towards it, and you tend to show such hostility because you're not in a space that where you can like put yourself forward and keep your emotions aside and think straight. So I think mediation is not something that you can only say it is needed for serious conflicts per se. It can help out in a small thing. Say that you disagree with your friend or a roommate saying that that boiler should not be here. You should keep it aside. And instead of taking it on ego, you'd rather sit and talk it out. So I think it intervenes in every small thing, family, friends, relations, professional life, and everything.
Superb, Harshita. So it's a nice explanation, giving example of a roommate and and stuff. So one question: if a student is hesitant to join this training, what real benefit would you highlight to convince them?
Mm, to be honest, for me, it is more of my career and profession. Right now, I think most of the law students or anyone who are doing their degree, their more focus is gonna be on how they're gonna land a job post their degree is done. So I would say getting trained as a mediator or as anything extra just adds extra credit to your professional value. And like in interviews and internships and all, technical knowledge is required. So what differentiates you from the other applicants is like you can communicate under pressure once you're trained as a mediator. Your brain is not going to shut off, and like you're not going to be like, okay, I've lost it already. But since you're already trained, you know how to get it back into the stream that you want. And I've realized that it's not just going to help you with a LinkedIn post or a LinkedIn achievement added saying that I've been trained as a mediator, but it also helps you get jobs. It also helps you choose a niche in the legal field if you're interested in it. Even if you're not interested in it, if you're getting in a corporate firm, you still get to negotiate, and you learn not only as mediation, you learn negotiation, you also learn how psychology between the parties and everything. So it's, I think it's, if you ask me for a student, then I would say it helps them better in getting landing a job. So that's
Great.
something I would advise.
Yes, so far it was a very candid conversation for me to indulge in conversation in a student's perspective regarding the training, why one want to sign up, why mediation is important in a law student's life, and covering all the important areas including career respective perspective of law student. So before we wind up this session, the candid conversation, I just want to quickly announce that our Valentine week discount is live, and today is the last day and few seats are left. We are giving 25% off for all the students and professionals. So if you want to register, you can always visit YCM's website. um, And the YCM website is there. You will find the form there. You can fill it up. YCM team will reach out to you to register. And remember, always any disputes or any conflicts, you can always resolve it. So thank you so much, Harshita, for giving your time for us and indulging in this conversation. Bye. Good
Thank
night.